In fact, a contest between one of my people, the ones I have, they would have a better showing than I as a presidential candidate because one, they are youthful, they have a lot of energy, and also the country is craving for youthful leadership. So those who have been going to Ruto crying to him that he can use his influence and money to corrupt the courts so that I'm locked out, so that the mountain will never have a candidate for president, for deputy president, I have bad news for you. After my team, because I then there, all my young people, 18 of them were there. From among them, in case they succeed, and they say, I cannot, we have men and women that my mentorship, my community will never be exposed again.
Okay.
That even if today anything happened to me, even if today anything happened to me, I've established successfully a clear leadership structure that the community will never get convinced. If I'm not there, pick so and so, move on.
All right, so you seem to think they're tested, tried.
Yeah, those guys are good.
Is
my team there, okay. I can consult the community,
okay.
Pick one of them to presidential candidate, he'll beat William Ruto in the morning.
Since you're so enthusiastic about youthful leadership, there's some who are saying that Edwin Sifuna, the Nairobi senator, is putting the cart before the horse, Masayake Bado.
No.
The others who are saying he's proved himself.
I'm telling Edwin Sifuna not to listen to that nonsense. Edwin Sifuna, please pursue your dream. All dreams are valid. In fact, that is one young man, if given the opportunity, I would also like to mentor. Among my guys, I'm telling you, Rogers, let's be honest.
Would you support a Sifuna ticket?
Why not?
Okay.
I am a kind of a person who is so genuine. You know, Kenyans say Rigiji is a truthful man. I am one leader who is not threatened by youthful people. The kind of method, Karungo, Jerry, the people I have mentored, not many leaders would agree. They would feel threatened. Leaving that campaign to my young leaders to take credit shows that Gachagua does not feel threatened by young people. And I will never steal for growth of young leadership. I want to encourage Edwin Sifuna, Akina John Metho, Jane Jerry, Karungo Thangwa, Cleophas Marara, Babu Owino, all these youthful people. Please, the time is now. Let people not tell you that you are leaders of tomorrow. No, don't listen to that nonsense. The time is now. I look forward to sitting with Edwin Sifuna and listen to him. I've sat with Babu, I've listened to those young people. I've sat with people that I work closely with. Tribal. They have no beef with anybody. They are not vengeful. What a resource for this country.
Then why caution?
We are not short of options.
Why would you caution the governor of Murang'a?
Know him without knowing. The chairman of IBC had threatened to cancel the by-election if there is violence. I am a consumer of intelligence. I was deputy president. I was also a civil servant for the longest. I have serious network within government. Actually, I have more information than William Ruto most time. William Ruto is too busy doing business deals. He doesn't know what's going on in the country. I had information that William Ruto had told Ethicon to try to cancel that by-election because it was not going well. That is why he issued a press conference saying, if there is violence, I'll cancel this election. They had planned violence that weekend. So when Kangata said he'll go to Olkalou, one, we had not invited him, but there's nothing wrong with him coming. I actually sent him a message through the Senator Jonyoto. I said, tell Kangata, that place is very complicated, and there are issues that he wouldn't know. For now, let him keep off. Let it remain a local affair. Because even I and the party leader have not gone to campaign for my candidate because I know what is happening. Please let him not go, okay? So he was told, he said, okay. Then we heard he's still continuing. I sent him again. I said, tell him that it will not augur well if he goes there. There will be violence. Because you know these people have been attacking Leader Mwananchi. So they wanted to attack Leader Mwananchi in Olkalou. Then there is reaction. yeah, from the public. Then they are chaos, then they cancel the by-election. And we didn't want it cancelled because we were winning.
Okay.
Then they also wanted to abduct John Metho. So I also told him to lessen his movement. Even myself, they wanted I go there, they attack me. I lessened my movement. So we outwitted the government through a lot of adverse intelligence. So when my younger brother, Hekangata, did not respond positively, and he decided to go ahead, I had to admonish him publicly for him to stop. And he did well, but he decided to go to Nyahururu. You saw what happened? So I am somebody, people of Kenya know, if Ricky G tells you your wife is pregnant, please buy diapers. Okay. If Ricky G tells you don't go to Olkalou, there will be violence, please don't go.
Okay, Ricky G,
when Ricky G tells tourists, for now, please, wait a little bit for us to fix things, you listen to me. I'm a very responsible leader and I have too much information. I am a walking box of information. Kenyans give me a lot of information. I have very loyal police officers.
Okay.
I have loyal intelligence officers who love this country and who see me as a protector of this country, and they give me information to forestall bad things that can happen in this country.
Naturally, out of curiosity, I'd ask who your intelligence intel comes from, but as a journalist,
many.
Yeah, no, you don't mention your sources.
75% of the National Intelligence Service is with me. 90% of the National Police Service is with me. The entire civil service is with me. You know, because they are very unhappy. Let me tell you, they are very unhappy about the reading of the payslip. Let me tell you, the civil service, the private sector, who have thought that the first thing we do on assuming office is to restore the dignity of the payslip, you as included, yeah? Tell me what is happening. When Mukomen had decided to wreak havoc in the mountain, and we shall allocate him work as a fundi. You know engineers design, yeah? Engineers design and supervise construction. Yeye ni mtu ya kufanya. William Ruto today, if you ask him, before we parted, I had a very long sitting with him for 4 hours outside State House. We sat, the two of us. And I was convinced that he was overrated. When I listened to him, I believed he was overrated. And I did give him political advice. Because he had started betraying the mountain, deceiving the mountain, and persecuting the mountain. And I did advise him as his deputy. I told him, Mr. President, I'm your advisor. I helped you to be president. We have come a long journey. I can see the route you are going. And the consequences will be very disastrous politically. I say the people of the mountain hate betrayal and they hate deception. And if you betray the people of the mountain, they will abandon you and they'll fight you. Please don't. He argued with me. I told him, you yourself, William Ruto, you are a beneficiary of the mountain's dictate for betrayal. When the mountain perceived that President Uhuru Kenyatta had betrayed you, they punished Uhuru Kenyatta and made you president, just to show that they don't like betrayal. And you are not one of them. Please, don't betray the mountain. You will regret. He told me, I have 35 years experience. You are one-term MP. I had him repeat that the same day. You can teach me nothing about politics. I told him it is true. I don't know much as you do. But about matters the mountain, I know more than you do. I told him, you are a builder, and I see you building a lot. You like building. If you have a house you have built, along the way you get more money and you decide to modify it, you go ahead. If you find you made a few errors, it doesn't have enough light, you do. You can change the roof, you can change the windows, you can change the doors, you can change the tiles, you can change the ceiling, you can change the wardrobe. That you can do.
Okay.
But unless you are through with that house, you don't touch the foundation of your house. Because if you touch the foundation, you have lost it. I told him, the foundation of your government is a mountain. Don't touch the foundation of your government. If you do, you will lose the government, and you'll be the first president in the world to destabilize his own government. And I told him, if you touch the foundation of your government, you will not have peace until the general election. I went further to tell him, if you touch the foundation of your government, the mountain, you'll be a one-term president. What happened in Olkalou is exactly what I told him. President William Ruto took projects in Olkalou for 14.5 billion. 14.5 billion. He took a train, he took 2 boats, he took 2 payslip holders. Once the process of consolidation,
When is that?
in my view, later in the year. Later in the year.
Okay.
Then we can sit down and say, hey, give us a report. I mobilize this and this. I this and this. Hey, Eugene, we agree on the mechanism. In case I have done the mobilization, but the people I lead are not told where to go by anybody. And the leaders follow. That's why I'm in Wamanyoro. I'm also listening. So that when I go to this conversation, probably later in the year, because I don't have an opinion of my own. I lead a. If you find President Uhuru Kenyatta stood those people a bit late. When he tried to tell them, let's follow this direction, they say no, because he had not consulted. Differently, I am a very consultative leader. The slogan for my party is Sikiza wa Kenya.
All right.
I am listening. A lot of things. In fact, many things I thought I would have done, I would do them differently. No. Don't go that way. This is a good path. Follow this path. This one, no. You know, not enter that discussion with anybody until I conclude with my support base and I get clear mandates. If my colleagues are ready for us to engage, I'll engage. But telling you I can engage tomorrow, I'll be cheating you. I don't have the mandate. I have not decision that has clear mandate from the people. You know, my brother, you must carry the people along with you.
Okay.
And that's what I'm doing.
We sample some of the questions that are being forwarded. News is regarding on KTN. I'd like us to talk about if you succeed, then what? And we'll focus on the key sectors of the economy, perhaps starting with roll out the fully funded tertiary. We heard from President William Ruto that scrapped the 2023 income-based higher education funding model, which had faced widespread criticism, including from yourself. Did they finally get it right? To the government, is this a step in the right direction?
When we successfully remove William Ruto from power next year, many successions, this is the easiest. This is the easiest. From where I sit. The voters would decide. Voters, we know them, we understand them. The first thing we must do is to restore security in this country. Because even if you fix everything else, an insecure population cannot be protected. The first thing is to restore the security of this country. We'll restore the independence of the National Police Service, to weed out transformers, he graded roads, he took shoes, he took mattresses, he took gas cylinders. He did everything you can ever do for a society, until the neighboring constituencies started asking God whether he could take their members of parliament so that they can also get goodies. He spent 1.2 billion Kenya shillings in cash. But the people said no, because he betrayed the mountain. And the people of the mountain hate betrayal. And betrayal in the mountain has no remedy.
Once you betray the people, it's over. Again, on top of betrayal, he started persecuting the mountain. He started sending goons and police to attack churches. The people of the mountain are Christians. And in fact, why he gained favor with them is because they are basically Christians. He was in church every Sunday. And he warmed himself in their hearts as a Christian. Church every Sunday with the Bible. He would sing our songs. He would talk Kikuyu. And people said, for the first time, Church of Christ has a candidate. They elected him because of his connection with the church.
Okay.
The day he sent goons and police to attack PCA Mweki Church,
the day he sent goons and police to attack PCA Kariobangi, the day he sent Nairobi Sierra Squad, headed by Madina Member of Parliament, even to do development, we are borrowing money even to pay salaries. We fix education. Again, we have to look at the curriculum. Yeah, what is happening? There's a lot of confusion. Yeah, there's a lot of confusion. The parents, the teachers, the students who don't understand what is happening. We'll have to fix the health sector. We had a working NHIS system. William Ruto came, put it aside, and brought an animal called SHA, whose very intention was an avenue for corruption. That system was brought at a cost of 104 billion shillings, and it's not working. Even in Olkalou, it has been switched off to punish the people of Olkalou because of the way they voted. We don't want that, where people can be punished because of exercising their democratic right. We must, through consulting health providers, both the public sector and the private sector, the medics, the nurses, the clinical officers, the owners of private hospitals, the faith-based hospitals by the Catholic Church, by PCA and all others, we consult everybody so that we come up with a workable health intervention for the people of Kenya. Once we do that, we must restore the dignity of the payslip. This housing thing is unwanted by people of Kenya. There was no public participation. People do not think it's work of government to build houses.
But it was in your manifesto.
The work of houses, the work of government is to provide services, connect electricity, provide water, build roads, sewage and drainage. It was there in the manifesto, but we thought it will be a voluntary exercise, those who want. But it's compulsory. Even yourself, you are taxed, and I don't know whether you need the house. So we are going to scrap the housing levy, and the houses that have already been constructed, if I am president, I'll allocate them to our police officers across the country so that they can live in dignity.
What about the people who've contributed?
The ones who have contributed, we'll see. There are many that are in the process. Those ones, because the election is next year, once they are complete, those ones we don't have to give them to anybody. Those ones, we'll allocate them to our police officers and other people who are serving government. The extra ones, we'll give them to the county governments to list them out and create revenue for the county government.
So back to my question. I'd asked about that proposed tertiary universal funding bill.
I am saying I have not interrogated that bill myself. I'll ask my members to share with me. Okay. I'm because I like being truthful. I have not had a look at it.
Okay.
But now that I interrogate it, and when we meet next time, I can give you my opinion.
Briefly, today, Law Society of Kenya were boycotting the courts due to issues they've raised around how do we fix this state capture?
3 arms of government to work independently, budget, and allowing them to function. And I'm looking for very good legislators. My party wants quality. You know, what in my community are calling tugege. We don't want that. People who are just after their stomach. The 13th Parliament is an embarrassment to this country. The Speaker himself is a youth winger for UDA. Even the courts have stopped him from being a youth winger. He's still insisting. You know, the Speaker of the National Assembly is supposed to moderate debate by not taking sides. This one is a youth winger. And I told him when we met in a funeral in Olkalou, yes, we want a parliament with good legislators who can make good laws, who can do proper representation, and who can do oversight. We want an independent judiciary. I don't want to prejudice my own case, but Kenyans were shocked that a court of law can say under Article 50, the right to fair hearing, that somebody did not get fair hearing, and then go ahead and say the decision that came out of a process that is not constitutional stands. This is constitutional absurdity. I don't want to go into it because it's the Court of Appeal. But these are some of the things that have really shocked the people of Kenya. Yeah. We have seen many cases where High Court has issued conservatory orders stopping government from certain things that are constitutional. And then the Court of Appeals lifts these orders and allows the government to continue. So there are many concerns, and I think the boycott that is going on is a good thing, so that the judges, all the way from Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, High Court, they can know Kenyans are not happy, and they can know that Kenyans are looking at them.
But some have questioned the approach of the boycott. It will be infringing on the rights of those who need to seek access to justice.
If the courts have impunity? What do you do? Sometimes it's just like this thing I talked about tourists. Ordinarily, that is not the right way to do. But if the government is the one causing insecurity, you have no other intervention, you go to the next available alternative. But I think the lawyers have made their case today. The judges know they are compromised by the state to give rulings in favor of the state or against certain people. I think the awareness that has been created by this boycott is good enough.
Fair enough. It's 4 years to the end of Vision 2030. Just recently, President William Ruto highlighted his aim to make Kenya a first world country. And of course, this plan transcends whichever government is in power. Their pillars: agricultural transformation, manufacturing, value addition. But interestingly, the biggest challenge is governance and fiscal sustainability, coupled with youth unemployment. How do you tackle those three issues?
To start with, William Ruto is just mocking Kenya. When rogue police officers are killing Kenyans, who would be interested in investing in a country like that one that has become like Haiti? Who would be interested in investing in a country where corruption is the order of the day, where public assets are being sold without public participation, where, you know, pending bills have not been paid for the last 4 years? I mean, really, you know, he's just joking around with the people of Kenya. It's like this Singapore nonsense he had brought, and then he stopped it when people started laughing at him. I told people to laugh at him in meetings when he mentioned Singapore, because it's a joke. It's a serious joke. Youth unemployment is a serious challenge. And I agree with you that some people have taken advantage of the frustration of the youth to lull them into crime through goonism, and it's unfortunate. We need to be very deliberate on how to deal with the youth implosion, the youth unemployment challenge, by agreeing that we must do import substitution. We must encourage investors to come and open factories here so that they can absorb our young people into employment and also start paying taxes and enhance the tax base. We must encourage agro-processing and value addition. We must create those opportunities. We must look for ways of financial inclusion so that we have affordable credit for our young people to start small businesses. Right. These are things that we must do, and we must be very deliberate about it, because we cannot get a white-collar job for everybody, much as we want to encourage manufacturing and starting of agro-processing plants for value addition and all. We must also look at financial inclusion, where we can train our young people in how to start small businesses, and then they can also absorb their colleagues in those businesses.
Now, allow me to, because we're pressed of time,
yes.
Rigiji, it would be improper to finish this conversation without sampling some of the feedback we've got, which is quite a lot. I'll try to pick one or two. I'll rush you through your answers, if you don't mind, due to time. I think I'll start with a question raised. Ask him if he can mend fences with Ruto to make peace. Are you willing to work with President William Ruto now or in the near future?
I don't know what he means by making peace, because Kenya is a democracy. I don't think not having competition is making peace. I'm willing to compete with William Ruto for democracy. The peace that we need in Kenya is the elimination of goons and police. That is the peace that we need. I don't think democracy and healthy competition is a lack of peace. I think democracy is healthy.
Someone is asking about this post that was previously held by Isaac Mwaura. Is it one of the casualties for Mount Kenya following the loss of the Olkalou by-election?
Well, probably yes. Probably because the ODM characters are saying the people of the mountain should be sacked. Probably, I don't know.
So it's
but he
punishment,
didn't do, I don't
promotion.
know, I'm not sure,
Okay.
but he also wasn't much. He wasn't doing much, and he didn't do much anyway, because on every topic, even the one who has come will not do much.
There's a touchy issue right here. Kindly ask Gachagua appearance of analyst Mwenda Mbijiwe during a joint. You and Ruto himself said that Mwenda would be released once you took power. What happened to that?
Yeah, it's true. We made that commitment because we believed that the fourth administration was responsible for his abduction. So when we came in, we followed that among the people who disappeared. Unfortunately, even before we could trace the disappearance of Mwenda, William Ruto allowed the DCI and needs to start also abducting people, and people started disappearing.
So is Mwenda Mbijiwe?
Try to follow up personally, because it's a commitment I had people in Meru, and I gave up. By the time I left, I didn't
have. Say hi to Rigiji. Please ask him to speak for teachers and expose the Ruto government. The case of Albert Ojwang pains more when seen than heard. Lastly, we need a bill to strengthen devolution in our wards and counties by introducing, reviewing, and making ward fund. Comments on that?
Our teachers are in trouble. Their pay slips have been raided. There is a lot of tribalism in TSC. The new TSC secretary comes from Ruto's community. She's just employing people from his community and promoting people from his community to the exclusion of other teachers. There is a scheme to interfere with the SACCOs where teachers have put their savings. William Ruto has raided NSSF. He is planning to raid teachers must say no. And I want to commend teachers in Olkalou. Most of them were recruited as presiding officers, and they were being approached to be given some money to compromise the election. And they say they cannot, because they cannot take 20,000 as a bribe, yet their pay slips are raided daily. I have every hope that our teachers will join us in creating change for this country, because they are serious stakeholders. They are people who play a very great role in the development of our human resource and human capital. And we must continuously speak for them. I spoke for them when SHA was not working because their union leaders had been compromised by William Ruto. I spoke very strongly that they were getting a road deal and something was done, and I'm told things are much better. I always speak for our teachers because I respect teachers, because I am a product of good education. And teachers are very important people.
Indeed, we can't argue with that. We haven't talked about fight against corruption, which is a sore issue in this country till date. We have independent agencies mandated to fight this monster called graft. Yet it's a drop in the ocean in terms of their efforts. So in 30 seconds, are you the man to fight?
Corruption can only be fought in this country from the top. Only when we have a president who is not interested in corruption can corruption end. Once the president is in corruption, it follows downwards. William Ruto has made State House a den of corruption. To start with, he bribes people openly. I heard Kindiki saying people should not be bribed and government people should not bribe people. He's the one doing it daily. William Ruto bribes teachers, he bribes churches, he bribes everybody. The corruption is in State House. All deals are done in State House. The SHA thing, 104 billion by William Ruto. E-citizen corruption. In fact, why, if Kenyan failed to remove William Ruto from this office, as head of this country, he'll ruin this country, he'll finish it completely. He's the most corrupt president ever since independence. And I am saying, from where I sit, the only way to fight corruption in this country is to get a president who will not partake corruption so that his measures can permeate downwards. But if the president is in it, the president today, he is head of procurement. He's the one who procures all government jobs. He's the one who decides who brings rice, who brings sugar, himself, who gets this contract, who gets that contract. And it has gone. In fact, what is happening now, his people around him, especially his tribesmen, they are saying it's injury time. They can see Ruto may not come back, so they are stealing left, right, and center, plundering everything. This country,
well, I know,
unless we and his wife Betty Minor to kill people inside church. That is the day. Whatever little chance there was that he could recover after betraying the mountain, that was it. And then, of course, thereafter, with Moses Kuria and Kimani Ichung'wa, anytime there is a problem, he would send goons to destroy businesses belonging to the people of Mount Kenya. And they took it very badly, because the people of Mount Kenya are basically business people, and they are very protective of their wealth and their businesses. When William Ruto decided to persecute the mountain, and any time there was a crisis in the country, he would take advantage to punish the mountaineers and destroy their businesses. That was it. And again, finally, deceiving people. You know, these mountain people are business people. When he came with the bottom-up economic agenda, telling people, I can lift you from the bottom of the pyramid to up. I can help you when you had a kiosk to own a supermarket. The whole philosophy was very attractive to the mountain people, because basically that's who they are. They are people who like to rise from nothing to something. So when he came with that agenda, it was very attractive. Only for people to realize it was a con, it was deception. There was nothing like that. He said he would put people money in the pocket. The little they had, he took it away through taxation. So this Olkalou is just a culmination. They're actually sending a message to him. Let me tell you, this decision was made a long time ago, in 2024. But it's been getting worse, especially when he attacked the churches. It got very bad. When he attacked businesses, it got very bad. And of course, adding insult to injury, when he started abusing the community and saying it is tribal, despite the fact that they voted for him when he was not one of their own. They defied President Uhuru Kenyatta, their own son, and voted for him. And when he realized there is resistance for the mountain, he went on top of the car in Nyanza, elsewhere, saying these people are very tribal. That was an insult to a community that has a lot of pride, a community that believes in itself, that felt that they made him president, they assisted him. He not only betrayed them, deceived them, persecuted them, turned against them, but he's also abusing them as a community. So Olkalou, despite spending almost 16 billion in one single constituency, I can tell you in Olkalou, my brother Rogers, there were 7 cabinet secretaries, 16 principal secretaries, 42 chief executive officers of prostitutes, 91 members of parliament, 2,000 police officers, cash, 1.2 billion shillings in cash.
Projects worth more than 14.5 billion. But those people had a message for William Ruto. Yeah? We are through with you because you betrayed us, you deceived us, you have turned against us, you have persecuted us, you have attacked our churches, you have set goons against us, you have made life unbearable for us. On top of that,
every weekend when you are out there, except when you are at the mountain, you are abusing a community that made you president.
Okay, back to perhaps the symbolism of this win. The others who are watering it down, I've mentioned one of the instances that has been mentioned. You've only won 1 parliamentary seat out of the 10 that were contested in by-elections. And Mbere North through the Democratic Party. Perhaps, how would you build momentum from this one win to replicate it across the 10 counties? And equally, when you hear people saying that it was a battle between the defenders, Jubilee Party and the DCP, it had nothing to do with UDA. How do you respond to them?
Those are sour grapes. One, if it was a battle between Jubilee and DCP, what was the government doing in Olkalou with 16 billion shillings? What were they doing there? If what Aden Duale is saying, Aden Duale is just a noisemaker. It's a fellow who did not even give President William Ruto 7,000 votes. He is cabinet secretary, courtesy of the mountain people. He should not abuse the mountain people. When yesterday he was in Mandera, he said Kikuyus are hyenas, and we have asked people to go to NCIC and report him. Aden Duale is cabinet secretary, courtesy of the votes the mountain people gave to William Ruto. At every opportunity, he abuses the Kikuyu nation. Saying that it was a contest between Jubilee and DCP is thinking Kenyans are stupid. I mean, if UDA was not part of the process, why were they giving boats? Why were they bringing a train? Why were they giving a mattress to every household? Why were they giving gas cylinders? Why were they bribing people? Why did they bring goons to kill people? Why did they bring rogue police officers to kill people? Duale should respect the people of Kenya. Number 2, my friend, it is not one win we are celebrating. You are not getting it. It is a significance. 1, there are 6 issues in this election. Why we are celebrating and why we must continue celebrating. 1, the people of Olkalou, on behalf of the people of Kenya, have proven to the country that William Ruto's dirty money mean nothing. That you can come with billions and bribe people to be elected. That is not possible. People of Kenya know now that the billions William Ruto has stolen cannot bribe the people of Kenya to vote for him. That's why we are celebrating, because money is bad. And people are fearful that this man has stolen too much. He can use it to bribe pure people to give him back the presidency. The fact that the people of Olkalou have been bribed with 1.2 billion shillings and they have refused to vote for his candidate, is a confirmation that his dirty money means nothing in this country. Number two, why we are celebrating is that William Ruto can no longer deceive the people of Kenya. He has been unmasked. He came with the Bible and deceived Christians, pretending to be holy, pretending he is very prayerful, pretending he is saved. Nobody saw through him. He came with the bottom-up economic transformation agenda.
Okay.
It was a lie.
You
now,
mentioned that, yes.
This deception,
yes.
The deception in Olkalou was bring a trade, bring boats, bring transformers, bring roads, and cheat the people that you are working for them. The people asked, why are you not doing it in the neighboring Kipipiri constituency? Why are you not doing it in Kinago? Why are you not doing it in Oljororok? The people saw through deception.
Okay.
So one of the greatest issue we are celebrating is that the people of Kenya now have the capacity to see through William Ruto and how deceptive he is. So that we are celebrating.
Allow me to cut you short, because at the end of the day, I have to bring in what happened in Mbeere North.
No, allow me, because you have asked the significance why we are celebrating.
Yes.
Just allow me to give you why.
Okay.
It's not just a win, it's a win for the country. Number three, people have been fearing that William Ruto can steal an election. And Kenyans have been asking us, you people, one-term people, will vote for you. What will you do to stop William Ruto from stealing the election? Kenyans have been very scared. In Olkalou, the people of Olkalou have shown that you cannot steal an election. The people who are there defended the election to the end. They tried to bring in stuffed ballot papers through police. They were stopped by the people. They tried to bring people pretending to be illiterate so that they can mark for them. The people said no. So it's a great victory that Kenyans will go and vote and protect the vote. That is a great victory. That is one of the things that we are really celebrating, you know?
Yeah.
And it's important. Number three, we are celebrating that Kenyans cannot be intimidated by goons and police. There were 2,000 police officers, 4 platoons of the General Service Unit, 4 platoons of the Anti-Stock Theft Unit, 4 water cannons, hooded police goons with the AK-47 assault rifle and M16 automatic rifle, intimidating the people of Olkalou to stop voting, and the people said no. They stayed in the polling station. They were searching police vehicles. They stopped the police from entering polling stations to steal the election, to interfere with the counting. They barricaded polling stations with rocks and logs and actually stopped the police and government from stealing an election. That is why we are in a celebratory mood, and this celebration must go on because Kenyans were fearful. Today, Kenyans are calling me from all over. Can we come to Olkalou and benchmark on how to protect the vote? Voting is not enough. That's what Kenyans are saying. We have known from Olkalou that voting is not enough. And then now you can ask, I'll tell you now about Mbeere. You can ask me about Mbeere now. I have the answer for you after what I've explained to you. So we are not, William Ruto should know, we are not celebrating one win. We are celebrating the realization that you cannot steal an election in this country. We are celebrating the realization that police cannot intimidate voters. We are celebrating a realization that Ruto's dirty money means nothing in this country. We are celebrating the realization that he cannot deceive people. To share with the rest of the country on how to protect the vote, because it has been done successfully when there were plans and real intention. Very practical program. All those police goons you saw there, commando style, shooting like in a movie.
We'll get to that in a few. Yes.
Yeah, they had come actually to steer this election. The sheer will of the Kenyan voter, I am so amazed.
And that's why I'm in celebration. The resilience of the Kenyan voter, the sheer bravado to protect their democratic right is a very long time.
And I hope this was done within the law, because once you vote, you're supposed to be
outside the polling station.
No police was manhandled.
Nobody was all the IBC officials, the POs, the deputy POs, the clerk, the turning offs are perfect. Our issue is the commissioners.
Let's talk about it. Would be a litmus test for the commission. Kenyans come out to protect the vote, perhaps due to that deficit of trust. So as
no, they cannot deliver free and fair election. Kenyans will have to come in. The IBC failed to protect the Zakaria Gakunya Mukora from Huhoine, Rurie Ward. My deepest condolences to the and friends. I'll be going tomorrow to Olkalou to bury these two. Community, I have said the families should not put a shilling on the dignity of the community. IBC up to today has not condemned these two deaths. The voter suppression that was done by comment to Olkalou, IBC has not condemned. There was violence for 6 hours by these rogue police officers. Up to now, IBC has not condemned it. There was wanton bribery for 3. IBC never condemned this bribery. The other way around, as rogue police officers from Sierra Squad and others terrorize the people of Olkalou, the county commissioner of Nyandarua, tear gas police officers who are in uniform, and made hell. Descendants and remnants of Mau Mau. This election would have been stolen. I can tell you, I can tell you that the only conducted and a winner announced. Despite the voter suppression, 20,000 people were denied an opportunity to vote. The only reason why this election took place was the people of Olkalou, men and women and young people, are remnants and descendants of the Mau Mau. And they had tear gas. The members of took pangas, they took axes. And but I'm asking, it's a recipe for disaster, because the violence in Olkalou was not among the people of Olkalou fighting each other. It was state-sponsored.
And I know the right to self-defense is okay, but
the right to, you know, people, where we have reached, and that's why I'm saying, I want to tell William Ruto and Kipchumba Murkomen, they are preparing this country for anarchy. When policemen who are paid by taxpayers, who are having guns bought by public money, who are having tear gas bought by public money, descend upon innocent voters, beat them and kill them, and rape women, policemen who are employed by the public, who are paid by the public. William Ruto and Kipchumba Murkomen are setting the stage for anarchy in this country. Because if people decide, the way the people of Olkalou decided, that nobody will steal their vote, we have what you call the state of nature. Anarchy, where people take the law into their own hands. And what is very sad, Rogers, up to now, 7 days, nobody has been arrested. 2 people are dead. We are burying them tomorrow. Kipchumba Murkomen asked me for evidence. He can come and see the caskets. If he wants us to open to confirm their dead bodies, we will. He was asking why we are saying women have been raped, why they have not gone to police. How do women who have been raped, how do girls who have been defiled by police go to police to report police? And you don't bother. Okay. What they have done, they have gone to private hospitals, they have been treated and gone home. Because how do you report police to police? As we speak today, there is evidence that the vehicles that brought the armed goons belong to the Kiambaa Member of Parliament, John Kawanjiku. Today he has not been arrested. The policemen who caused mayhem in Olkalou, some senior police officers have called me, and they are very disgusted that the National Police Service have been transformed into a criminal gang by the CS called Kipchumba Murkomen. And they are frustrated. They are frustrated because when they went to Kiganjo, when they went to Embakasi, they were trained to protect Kenyans. Yeah. They were never trained to attack Kenyans. But Murkomen has transformed the National Police Service into a militia. As we speak, because these officers who have been attacking people, they are the ones who attacked the church in Wetima, ACK. I took the evidence to the IG, their photographs and their names and videos. Instead of being prosecuted or promoted and given more responsibilities and given more sophisticated weapons, they were deployed in Olkalou. The photographs are there, the videos are there. Now that they have been exposed, instead of being arrested and prosecuted, very senior police officers have called me. They have actually been transferred. One miner who is bodyguard to Bete Miner has been taken to Kilifi. One Malonga has been taken to Bomet. One Kyoko has been taken to Maba Police. One Murangeri has been taken to Turkana. One Meguna has been taken to Kwale. The senior police officers are asking, this is our country. How did we reach here? That the police who are supposed to protect the people of Kenya, the police who are paid by the public to protect them, the arms that they carry have been bought through taxpayers' money to protect the people of Kenya. Murkomen has created a militia within the National Police Service to harm the people of Kenya. As we speak, 2 people are dead. Not a statement from the National Police Service about these 2 deaths. Women have been raped. These people created mayhem. They had 4 platoons of GSU. They had 4 platoons of ASTU. They had 1,000 uniformed police officers, but they were helpless because this criminal gang had been sent there by Murkomen to cause mayhem. The police are saying, please, remove this government from power next year. In fact, most of the information that I have is from the police. They are embarrassed. They are asking, how come we were trained to protect the people of Kenya? We are paid to protect the people of Kenya. How can it be Murkomen has deployed us to hurt Kenyans, to kill Kenyans, to rape women, to maim innocent people, to disrupt the election? Now these people have been transferred. And they have only been transferred because they have been exposed. I am told as we speak, Murkomen has picked a new squad. It has been taken to a training base in Moyale to come and take over from what this group was doing. So what we saw in Olkalou, we have seen nothing. We have not seen the last of it. And I can tell you from where I sit, if Kipchumba Murkomen will be the CS Interior as we go towards the election, there will be civil war in this country. There will be anarchy. Because now people know. You see, why people defended Olkalou, they saw it in Bere. What people have seen in Olkalou, Rogers, You want to tell me there are Kenyans who are going to wait and expect William Ruto to steal the election? And you know this was an election of one candidate. There will be presidential candidates. There will be people defending the votes of Gachagua. There will be people defending the votes of the governor. There will be people defending the votes of the senator. There will be people defending the votes of the member of the National Assembly. There will be people defending the MC. And there are multiple candidates. We have 50, 60 aspirants in candidates in one polling station. All of them will mobilize to protect their vote from Ruto, Murkomen, and goons.
And I'd like us to hear...
They'll arm themselves. Let me tell you, when police come armed with guns, do you expect wananchi to go and face them with the bare hands? Because we are saying the right to self-defense is there in our laws. And because William Ruto has made and coordination of state terror, the people of Kenya will get prepared.
And I think the logical question would be how to avoid such a scenario.
How to avoid such scenario?
Hold on, briefly, because I'd like us to hear from the lastly mentioned, President William Ruto directed security agencies to intensify operations against goons and organized criminal groups across Kenya. Interior CS Kipchumba Murkomen, I think it was just this Sunday, said DCI is into those armed, masked individuals. Just listen, and then we'll get the right of reply, briefly.
Every sector of society, the business leaders, religious leaders, political leaders, have all agreed that having lawlessness, goons and all these other characters, criminals, should be stopped. Now that we have a consensus, our security agencies must do their job. Within the law, they must do their job and they must stop criminality.
Kulikuwa na watu walionekana huko Olkalou, walikuwa wanaleta vurugu, walikuwa nani? Mimi nataka nitangaze kwa taifa ya kwamba DCI wa taifa la Kenya, Director of Criminal Investigations, tayari amefungua faili ya uchunguzi kujua kwamba ni watu hawa ni wagani, walifanya makosa gani, na waliumiza watu gani, na kwa nini walikuwa pale, ili wachukuliwe hatua ya sheria. Mwisho watakapomaliza, ule DPP atapelekewa file na hawa watachukuliwa hatua ya kisheria. Mimi nataka kuwaomba Wakenya, kuliko tu kusema kwa mdomo, mtu yoyote mwenye ako na habari aende kwa DCI office karibu, apeane habari hiyo.
Okay, so using goonism, rogue police officers as a response to political competition, will it stop after the president's marching orders? Is there goodwill to deal with this issue before we slide into anarchy?
It will not stop because William Ruto is being deceptive. The challenge of Kenya is not goons. It's rogue police officers under Murkomen. The way to stop lawlessness is to sack Murkomen because he is the cause. These are police officers who are there. They are under him. So he is asking us to give him what information. Instead of arresting them, the way is transferred. So you are just transferring a problem.
So NPS is not independent.
The prosecution of 12 police officers, 2 members of minor. William Ruto stopped that prosecution. He is actually the problem. John Jogona Kawanjiko is an ally of President William Ruto. All those police killer squads that were in Olkalou, all of them, one group was at Charles Karondo, the chairman of Communications Authority, who wants to oppose Dede Nyoro in Kiharu. The other one was at Dennis Itumbe. The other group was at Betty Minor and Eric Wamombi. These officers are known by name. Their photographs are there. The videos are there. So Murkomen is asking people to report what? When William says that it has been agreed we stop lawlessness, he is a problem because the man he has appointed as CS Interior is the one who fought these goons. He's the one who was funding the police officers in Olkalou. They were staying in a hotel called Royal Garden. He is the one who was paying the bills. They had Prados. State of the art. You saw the Prados.
We've documented them.
Yes, they are documented.
Yes.
So these two men, William Ruto and Kipchumba Murkomen, thinks Kenyans are fools. You know the way William Ruto deceived the people of Kenya in 2022? He still thinks Kenyans are there. He used to say that there is a shortage of fools in the country. I want to remind him, there are no fools in this country. The problem of insecurity in this country is being caused by government itself. And even goons have become very embodied because they work hand in hand with the police. In Olkalou, we had police goons who had arms, and we had the ordinary goons. The ordinary goons were being protected by the police, and they were all working together. The only problem that is there, and William Ruto must know, and Murkomen, when you grow criminal gangs, like in Haiti, because these goons you brought in Olkalou for the by-election, now that it is over, you paid them for those days, they must continue eating. That is why you saw goons stop vehicles on Thika Road for 2 hours and steal from people valuables, because they have been working with the police, so they are embodied. And can you imagine, Rogers, where these goons attacked motorists on Thika Road?
Police station.
Pangani police station is 100 meters. Muthaiga police station is 80 meters. For 2 hours, they terrorized motorists and the people of Kenya, and there was no police response. In Wetima, where we were attacked, we were rogue police officers for 2 hours, and police did not come. The other day, some investors were there at Carnival. They were attacked by goons. Their jewelry was stolen. Their watches were stolen. They lost their money and their phones. Police did not even show up. So when William say that they must bring an end to this goonism, the only way we can believe them, one, they must arrest the people who attacked Mweki PCA Church, take them to court. They must arrest them to court. They must arrest the police officers and the 2 members of parliament who attacked Wetima, take them to court. They must arrest the members of parliament who are in Olkalou, Dennis Itumbe, Charles Karondo, the police officers and the goons, because Murkomen knows them. He is the one who paid them. He is the one who organized it. So telling us about DCI, that DCI is a joke. I have seen a letter when Albert Ojwang died in Central Police Station. DCI saying that he knocked his head against the wall. You have seen the CCTV footage. He was killed by policemen. Does this DCI have any credibility? Can anybody depend on the DCI in this country to investigate anything? In Olkalou, the DCI himself called the local DCI commanders and told them to keep off and allow these rogue police officers sent by Murkomen to do what they want to do. Even the county commissioner himself was tear-gassed by these police officers. So the problem is William Ruto, Kipchumba Murkomen, Raymond Omolo, and DCI Amin. They are all partners in crime. And they cannot pretend that now there is a problem of goonism. The issue is not even goonism. It's police goons and police working with the goons to terrorize the people of Kenya. That's why I'm saying, as I wind up, if this Kipchumba Murkomen will be the CS Interior, if Raymond Omolo will be the PS Interior, he's the one who has been organizing goons in Kisumu and Kakamega. They have divided. Kipchumba Murkomen is in charge of goons for Nairobi and the mountain, where they are having resistance. These goons are sent to areas where William Ruto is being resisted. Raymond Omolo has goons to deal with Nyanza and Western to deal with Leader Mwananchi Sifuna and group. And the goons in Nairobi and the mountain, they are supposed to deal with Gachagua and DCP. If this Murkomen is the one who will be in office, there will be anarchy in this country. Because what will happen, Rogers, and rightly so, people will not accept a stolen election. people will not allow William Ruto to come back to power through fraud and through an election. The people of Kenya will say no to intimidation. They will say no to goonism. They will say no to police brutality. And the people of Olkalou have shown that a determined population can withstand police with guns, with grenades, and that is what will happen. So it's upon William Ruto. The remaining time, he can do nothing about the economy. The economy has gone to the dogs. The education sector has crumbled. The health sector has crumbled. Nothing is working in the country. One thing he can do for the people of Kenya, because they made him president, much as they are through with him and they want him to be one term and he'll be one term, there is one thing he can do to this country. Secure this country. I heard him today complaining about Khartoum. Oh, Khartoum was a very good town, now it's in ruins. That's the route you are driving your country. How can he talk about Khartoum, that it is in ruins? He is setting the stage for Khartoum. Because, Rogers, once people lose trust in the National Police Service, the men and women entrusted to protect them, once people lose trust in the capacity of government to protect them, once people conclude that the government is the one killing them, the government is the one persecuting them, people will take up arms and defend themselves.
Because you know it is such a scenario, Mr. Gachagua.
But it's not me. It's not me. The honors is on William Ruto, because when he became president, I was there with him. He took the Bible and sought to uphold the Constitution. He sought to defend life and property. But he has decided to kill Kenyans. He has decided to injure Kenyans. He has decided to fight the very people who elected him, especially the people of Olkalou, the people of this mountain. They are actually very bitter because they are very bitter because they elected him. They elected him to protect them. They elected him to bring prosperity. They elected him to bring sanity in their lives. They elected him to make the economy better. But they feel so betrayed. They are so bitter. They are so angry that instead of protecting them, he has actually decided to harm them, to kill them, to make life impossible for them, to touch their property, to send policemen with guns to kill them. Why on earth would a policeman on duty be hooded? Because they don't want people to know them. Why would a policeman go with an unmarked car? And we are asking, Mukomen thinks Kenyans are very stupid. He is saying that we need to know who are those people, what were they doing there. There were 2,000 policemen. There was 4 platoons of GSU. There was 4 platoons of unstock theft unit. If it was no more crime, they would have stopped it. But they did stop it because they had instructions to let those police goons do what they had come to do. Okay,
your point is across, and you've been on record previously mentioning about, is it 101 trained police officers?
Yes.
Is this the same unit?
No, the 101 police officers was trained specifically for abductions and extrajudicial killings. They are the ones who abducted and killed the agencies, and they were all from the administration police, trained to kill, to abduct. That is a group by Mukomen. That is a special group by Mukomen to deal with the politics. Mukomen brief by William Ruto is to make sure he is re-elected through goonism and violence, and to suppress anybody who has a different opinion and who does not support William Ruto.
What does that say about the National Police Service? Who's the puppeteer? Because it seems it's been captured.
The IG is a flower girl. He's very frustrated. He told a friend of mine that he could even resign because he does not know what goes on in the National Police Service. He deployed people, and he did a good thing. But I warned him. I said, I don't think you know the instructions. 2 inside and 14 outside. He did his job. He deployed GSU just in case there is problem. He deployed ASTU just in case there is problem. He brought water cannons. But Mukomen sent another group that overpowered what IG had deployed, and they were told not to interfere with the activities. He's a very helpless man. He's a man from my village. And I have told him to consider resigning because he will be the most disgraced head of police since independence. That the police he heads has become a goon police. Goons are part of the National Police Service. They go in the same vehicles. He is the head of police that attacks citizens. I mean, it must be a very painful thing to Douglas if he has any conscience, that the people man, he will do what I want because he didn't have papers. It was even challenged. Then the president organized for him to get some fake papers. Douglas Kaja has a fake degree, so the president holds him hostage. And I think what is happening is that the president will want to keep Douglas Kanja up to the election so that Murkomen can do whatever he wants within the National Police Service, and then Kaja can be blamed. That is exactly what is happening.
Okay.
You know? And Kaja is helpless because I don't think if he resigns, the president will go for him. I think you just have to stay there, allow Murkomen and Omolo do crazy things within the National Police Service, kill Kenyans, injure them, try to steal the election, and then the blame is taken to IG Kaja when things are behind his back. In fact, Murkomen works with his tribesmen. He's called Eliud Langat. You know, evidence is now being given that it is DIG Langat who ordered that man to be tortured.
Well, it's a case before
it's
the
going
courts.
on. No, but
yeah,
it's
so sub judice. I know you know
but
this.
It's going on.
Yes.
You know, this is public information.
True.
It's actually crisis in the National Police Service is that Kipchumba Murkomen is running the National Police Service through Eliud Langat outside the command of the IG. But the IG, because he is held by William Ruto because he has a fake degree, he cannot talk, he cannot say anything. He's a man in agony. Okay. He's a man in agony.
Regarding Gachagua, hasn't verified those claims. But as we continue, there's an attempt to are done in the country. I'm sure you reports KNCHR, the Attorney General's office, developing a bill that is seeking to regulate peaceful demonstrations following that Kisumu court landmark ruling that tasked government to develop, publish clear legal operational regulations governing public assemblies. Are we over-legislating despite the problem being police and non-compliance to the rule of law?
All those bills will be thrown out by the court because they go against the Bill of Rights. You know, any legislation that is inconsistent with the Constitution is null and void to the extent of that inconsistency. The 2010 Constitution has the best Bill of Rights, and the right to picket
Is there in the Constitution. There is no way we can suppress the right to picket. In fact, we don't have a problem. You know, I heard the president saying, oh, the problem, people are arrested, they are released by the courts. The people who attacked Wetima have not been arrested and taken to court. So, Mr. President, what are you complaining about? The people who attacked me in Lemuru, they have never been arrested. The people who attacked Sifuna in Kakamega, in Kisumu, they have not been arrested. I don't think the issue is the courts. The issue is the infiltration of the National Police Service by William Ruto and Kipchumba Murkomen to quell dissent and to suppress freedoms and to kill democracy. I think that is our challenge. Our challenge is that William Ruto has decided to use the criminal justice system to deal with his opponents, to make sure that they have no space, and to force what he wants to the people of Kenya using the National Police Service. But when I listen to the police
this afternoon. I'm a very happy Kenyan. The police have told me they will not bugger the election, and they will not take illegal orders. They will do what is right. The beauty about a general election, Rogers, it's not like a by-election. You know, by-election, you can send 2,000 police officers to one station. You can send a wrong police unit. We have more than 50,000 polling stations in Kenya. Each polling center needs 2 policemen. They are not enough. You have to add the prisons. You have to add. There will be no policemen to cause chaos in the general election. Even goons will be in their home, voting and defending whoever has paid them. Every goon will go to his place. There will be no. You know why Olkalou was stifled? It was the only election. All goons from the country were taken to Olkalou. All wrong police officers were in Olkalou. All members of Parliament were in Olkalou. But during the general election, Betty Minor, who has been causing chaos in the region, will be struggling to be re-elected in Murang'a. She will be fighting for her life. Eric Wamumbi will be in Madera. Kimani Ichung'wah will be in Kikuyu. Kila mtu atakuwa kwao. William Ruto will be struggling to see how he can be re-elected. He will not be available to assist anybody. All these ministers and PSs were in Olkalou. Kila mtu atakuwa kwao. What I'm happy about, officers who are in uniform were very professional. The county commissioner, the regional commissioner, they were very professional. In fact, most of those officers were really irritated that policemen are attacking Kenyans. They are attacking voters. So my own comfort as a Kenyan, when I talk to the police, 95% of the National Police Service will observe the rule of law. 95% of the senior commanders will give the right instructions. 95% of the National Police Service, the rank and file, will disobey illegal orders. I can tell you. And since William Ruto will be going home, and you know these policemen also live in this country, you know it's not that they are strangers, they are also listening to the ground because they stay there in the police post, they stay there in the police station. They also know, the police are telling us, they also know there will be change. So I don't think on the last day of Ruto's presidency, any police officer who is aware of what the ground is saying will agree to suppress the will of the people, will agree to take illegal orders to try to preserve a president whose fate has been decided by the voters. To me, when I saw the clerks are good, when I saw the POs are good, when I saw the returning officer is good, when now I have reason to believe the policemen will keep law and order, I trust we'll have a good election, and any attempt by William Ruto to cause violence will be resisted by the people of Kenya. Any attempt by William Ruto and his people to try to steal the election will be resisted by the people of Kenya. I'm so persuaded.
Gachagua, now that you've told us that police is not beyond reproach, your critics say that perhaps it's now that the shoe is on the other foot that you're calling them out. They'll take you back to photos you used to post during the late Raila Odinga-led demonstrations right after the general election. And I'm pretty sure you remember the captions to ensure that peace and tranquility is of utmost importance even while these protests were happening. Lives were lost during that particular protest. Did you use the police service personally?
No, we never sent police goons to attack the people of Kenya. The police were there fighting with the demonstrators, but there were no policemen sent specifically to fight the people of Kenya. You know, as far as I know.
So
you know,
who were they fighting, if not the people? Because lives were lost, sir.
Well,
in the police brutality.
In demonstrations, lives were lost, and it's very regrettable. And you are aware, probably you know, that one of the things that made me and William Ruto differ was the killing of the Gen Zs. If you remember, during the 25th protests when Gen Zs were killed, and William Ruto issued a press conference and called them criminals and treasoners. The following day I called a press conference. I said they are not criminals, they are our sons and daughters. My record is clean in matters human rights, in matters the rule of law. I have been, you know, I was a security officer myself. I'm a trained paramilitary officer. I have served in the security sector the better part of my younger life, and I really believe in the rule of law. That's why I'm very irritated and actually
very, very offended that people trained to protect life and property can take away life.
Gachagua, we have 1 minute.
Yeah.
We have to talk about this issue of gunnism, because at the end of the day, there are those rogue police officers, but we have disenfranchised youth who have been excluded from decision-making tables and hence are taken advantage by politicians to cause mayhem or to attack their competitors. At the end of the day, how do we deal with
Gunnism with finality from where you sit?
Let me say that Gunnism in itself is not a very serious challenge. No goons can sustain attacks on people because people will say no. Why goons have become a problem in this country is because they are working hand in hand with the police. So they give them cover so that when the goons are overpowered by wananchi, the police open fire. You know? I went to Gatundu for a church and Moses Kuria sent goons to attack me. They were dealt with by the people, but police came to rescue them. So it makes the goons to become very embodied. You know, if police decided there is no goonism, even if politicians hire goons, it will be very short-lived because it will not be allowed. I don't think wananchi will allow goons to create mayhem because people will defend themselves. And goons who are not armed with the guns cannot be a threat to people for a longer time. So if the police decided, if the president decided today to abandon goonism, to remove Murkomen from office and get somebody sober, and if he really wants his tribesmen, he has many people who are good, people with a proven track record, people of good credibility, and people who have served this country with distinction, among the Nandis, among the Psigis, among the Marakwets, among the Tugans. You know, if he wants another Marakwet like Murkomen, they are there, and we know them. Once if the president makes the decision, because the buck stops with him. Murkomen, all these things doing, he cannot do it without William Ruto. Because William Ruto can see there is a problem. When people are shooting on top of a Prado, like in a movie, it was like a movie. Even Ruto has seen those videos, you know, and there is no war, and the people are not armed. These are innocent voters. And then police with rifles on top of Prados, moving at a terrific speed, shooting everywhere. And William Ruto is trying to pretend that there is no problem.
Okay.
You know, he's pretending there is no problem,